Right on, right on. All right, hey guys, what's going on? My name's Chris Alquez. This is your best life defined. How in the hell are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I feel pretty good. Damn, life's going my way. I've got all kinds of crazy ideas. That's the funny part about being retired, right? You're retired and then you spend your time in your head coming up with all these crazy ideas. And for those of you who know me, you know I got some crazy. I might have a little crazy going on up here. That's okay. Anyway, hey, let's talk about this. So, have you ever actually considered why your life looks like it does? That's the whole gist of this. Your best life defined, and this is where we tend to get a little bit edgy about it, right? People start looking at it and they go, "Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so." Right? No. I've gotten in some arguments with people because they'll be doing something they hate, especially at the prison. When I first started getting off on this here tangent about why are the inmates happier than the people who work at the prison, which is where this started. I'm walking around, I'm looking at my life, and I'm trying to figure things out after my dad died. But even before that, I just trying to find the meaning of life, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm looking around at life and I'm thinking, why? How is it that these guys who don't have, they have 30 years to do in federal prison, are over there yucking it up and laughing and having fun? And yet the majority of people that I worked with, including myself, walking around complaining about this, pissed off about that, this sucks, go home, drink too much, eat too much, life's a pain in the ass, always working, always running. Like what in the world is linked to this whole thing, this whole scenario? I mean, and I looked at my life personally, and I used to attack the whole American dream thing from the standpoint of what you do, right? But it wasn't because there's anything wrong with someone owning a house or having a lawn or having a fancy car or any of that, except for the fact that for the majority of us, that isn't what makes us happy. That isn't what fires our rocket. That isn't what inspires us. And what's funny is we know what we love to do. We know what inspires us. A guy who loves bass fishing, you don't have to debate with him. It's not really a difficult process for you to say, "Hey, dude, what do you like to do?" "Oh, I love to fish." "Oh man, drinking beer and fishing. Yeah, that's my thing." Where we lack the understanding and the focus is having the ability to ask ourselves an honest question about why. If you love fishing, are you swimming in debt, spending 12 hours a day busting your butt for a bunch of crap that's stacked up in the garage? So you can have this place where you can believe in your mind, because this is the truth, right? You outside in your front porch and you got that big ass house and someone drives by, you just know. You know they're looking at your house. You know they're looking at you, envying you, wanting to be you. That's that motivation. That's that standard. That's that big sell that we've all taken in our entire lives. Oh, this is how you're successful. This is what successful people do. Mm-mm. Guess what? Successful people aren't doing any of the crap you're doing. You think Oprah Winfrey wakes up with absolutely no choices? You think she wakes up going to a place where she has to work to earn money, not because she wants to, but because she has to? Right? And what's funny about it is we do this, and then it's been so sold into us. We've been so marketed to us that we actually own it. We're like, no, 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 I'm happy. I'm happy. There's nothing better than pulling weeds on Saturday morning, even though I love golf. Or I have a boat out back that the tarp is rotted off. The RV hasn't been out of the yard in 2 years because it costs too much, and you can't figure out how to find the time to do it right. Oh man, but oh yeah, we're happy. I'm not trying to make fun of you, but come on. There's a point here when we have to ask ourselves why. The reason your life looks like it does, the reason my life used to look like it does, is because this is the plan, right? This is the plan. This is the plan our parents followed. I mean, I was. Sandy was 16 with a baby on the way. I'm 18. And you know, I didn't even think twice about choosing a different path. Now, what was cool, or an opportunity I missed back then, let's say I was 16, 17, or I was 18. I'd went down to Texas to see my mom and my stepdad, and he was one of the cool guys. His name was Lionel, and I really liked the man. He was really smart, okay? But he was trying to get me to come down to Texas with my wife and to get on a shrimp boat. And what he was doing was he was exposing me to a lifestyle outside of what I was used to. Now, granted, was it a similar blueprint? In a way. He lived on a 1958 Chris Craft. I don't know, remember the boat, but that's what they lived on. It was moored, or they had a slip in Corpus Christi, Texas, right? Had I done that, had I made that move, that would have been the first step outside of the trap that I was headed down. Because my idea was, well, I guess since I'm getting married, I got to get a house. Got to buy a house. I got to get a bunch of stuff, put it in the house. My life's going to look like my dad's, and my life should look like my neighbors and my friends. And if that's your thing, if you wake up every day all excited about what you're doing, that's good. That's exactly what you should be doing. But that wasn't who I was. I lost complete sight of who I was. They handed me this blueprint. It says you got to get a house, got to get a job, got to get some debt, make some money, get some loans, right? It's a perfect trap. And the best part about this trap that we face is our reluctance to call it what it is. To say to someone, to say to the world, to say to ourselves, I don't really like getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and working 12 hours a day and then driving home, fighting traffic, or doing what I do day in and day out. It's not working out exactly like I wanted it to. First thing you get if you tell your partner that is, what, you don't love our life? You don't love our life? So what do? We hold on. Well, I'm going to have this life, and this is crazy. I follow a couple on Facebook, right? And they're traveling all over Central America, right? They're traveling, they've got I think they got 2 or 3 kids, right? And they're younger. They're probably in their mid-30s by now. And I'm amazed because they have this culture and this life, and there's such an easy, laid-back approach to this thing called living, and it's all centered around doing things they do. They have a giving spirit, so they spend time helping the locals and doing what they do. And I'm just like, I'm amazed because that's how free I want to be. And we're pretty free right now. I mean, obviously, I don't have a garage full of stuff. And if Sandy were to come home after her walk today and say, hey, listen, I think this ain't working for me. The wind's blowing too much. Let's move. we could be ready to go by tomorrow morning. We could have everything packed up and be ready and gone by about 9 o'clock in the morning, it's crazy, but it's cool. What does this have to do with you? Imagine one thing in your life you would love to do. Imagine, just take a minute and ask yourself, if I could do anything, if there was anything I would love to be able to accomplish in my life or experience in my life, what would it be, right? What's stopping you? What's stopping you from saying, okay, I'm going to wake up every day and I'm going to continue a conversation with myself and with the world about this thing I want to do? And instead of letting it just fade into the background as another dream lost, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to write about it, and I'm going to plan. I'm going to come up with ideas, and I'm going to try and figure out how I can make it happen. And if you pick the right thing, then it inspires you. It's like, okay, and then you check in on college courses because this job is taking you nowhere and you really want to be a nurse, right? And you go to the college and you talk to that counselor and they say, well, yeah, you can. And some of those credits from when you were younger will apply, and this is how you do it. Oh no. Story just got better, didn't it? The story just got better because you decided, I think I can do that, right? That's how you break out of the trap. You're not going to be able to break out of the trap by being the same as you've been. And this is where people just kind of die. They lose their momentum. And the farther away from it you get, what's sad is the farther away from the feeling of winning, of saying, you know what, I think I'm going to go here now, I'm going to accomplish this. The farther you are from winning, the harder it is to muster the energy to go after it. Talk to a guy 65 years old, smartest man I've ever met, right? Over there drinking beers, talking to him, doing everything I can to inspire him to share his knowledge with the college, with the local schools, with going in and meeting kids and saying, hey, have you thought about this, right? Farther in you get, the harder it is to get out. It's a perfect trap. Real quick, we're going to go over. Let's go over. Let me just. I'm not leaving you with just that. That's kind of like a butt chewing. So I'm going to jump in here now. I'm going to give you the way out. The way out starts with picking it. It doesn't matter what it is. You pick it. The way out, the way for you to change anything about your life you want to make better is to pick it. And once you pick it, you've got to be able to visualize in your head what your life is going to look like once you achieve that goal, once you start moving towards that goal, once that goal is in sight, once those 2 years of college classes are behind you and you're making that money and your commitment to being debt free and to paying off what you have left in student loans is there, right? Create that story in your head. What skills do you have? Do you have the skills right now to accomplish that goal? Well, it depends on what it is. If your decision is to stop sitting around and to get up off your butt and lose that 20 pounds, then what that requires is it requires you to move. It requires you to change things within your control, like what you put in your mouth and what you do every day and how you interact and the things you do. You can start doing 1,000 push-ups a day, and I guarantee you're going to see a difference in your life without changing anything else about it. Right? What thing will take you there? What skill do you need? You obviously have the skills to lose weight. Do you know enough about it? No, then get some counseling. Or better yet, just go on the internet on that computer you have and go after it, right? And then take action on it every day. And don't let your emotions get involved. Don't let your emotions get all, I don't feel like doing it, right? No, do it. Wake up every day, just like you pick up your phone and that phone dings and you look at it. Do it every day. And once you train yourself to those steps, once you actually acclimate because you've done those steps so many times, guess what? That action, that decision, that choice you're making to achieve that goal, it isn't even going to be anything except for one more thing you do. You aren't going to think, oh, this is a pain in the ass. You aren't going to think, oh my God, I don't have the energy for it. You just do it. I'm over there laughing with Sandy. Sandy and I spend a lot of time, way more time than we should working out, right? And we're laughing because I'm like 2.5 hours of working out every day. And what's funny is I wake up in the morning and I get my stuff done so I can go play, which happens to be my workout. That's when you know you're on the right track. Yesterday I had my granddaughter. She's beautiful, Piper. She's a beautiful little girl. I love her. And we took her to the park, did some bike riding with her, teaching her how to ride her bike. And then I got out there and I started playing disc golf. Just have that portable basket in the middle of the park. If you check out my Facebook, we actually posted a picture of Sandy and I. And it was so amazing because it just inspires me to want to do more of those things that I love to do. I'm going to leave you with this, guys. Here's the deal. Imagine waking up, and granted, you may have to work and you have all those things you have to do. But amid that, or because of that, you have something that you just can't wait to get to, that you wake up and you're excited about, you're energized about, you know it's going to happen. You're talking to your friends about it, and just so you know, your friends aren't going to support you. They're going to think you're crazy. The more different you are than they are, the more different and out of the box your goal is going to be, the crazier you're going to appear. Skip all that. Don't worry about that. That's an opportunity for you to find more motivation to prove them wrong, right? And then do it. And if you fail, if you wake up one day and you just can't get it done, that's okay. The story doesn't change. Because otherwise, what's going to happen is the same thing that happened to your grandparents, and to your parents, and to your aunt, and to your uncle, and to everyone around you who's 20 years older than you. It begins and ends the same way for all of us, right? It's all about what we do in the middle of that. And it's a perfect trap. But I've given you everything you need to escape it, and I will continue to repeat those steps. Because the truth is, what I would love to hear you say is, you know what? I picked it, I went after it, and guess what? I'm there now. That's why I'm here. So, hey guys, I really appreciate you showing up. I'm hoping that the tone of this is changing. I'm going to continue to explain this. If you look on, I'm trying to figure out a way to get some information to you. I'm not sure what that's going to be like yet. But I want to get some information to you about these steps, because there's just a series of actions or steps that you follow in order for you to create success in your life. And you can apply it to your relationship, to your finances, to your goals, to your personal fitness. It does not matter where you take it. Following those steps will take you there. We're going to talk about this more. Like I said, I'm talking about doing a group Zoom where we can discuss this, do question and answers. I haven't quite got that set up yet. Look for that. Don't forget to share. Let's not forget the kindness. And as always, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.